Good evening and welcome. We're speaking to you pre-recorded this evening from an almost empty Doherty Gymnasium, but our hearts are full, as I know yours are too, with great pride that we have in our stellar class of 2020. On behalf of the administration and faculty, I welcome you to our class of 2020 Senior Awards ceremony. Thank you for being on hand to join us tonight. We celebrate the class of 2020. I gratefully extend greetings to those who would normally be here as invited guests. Mrs. Clorinda Saragosa and her godson John, Dr. Joe Sullivan, MC class of 61, Mr. Richard Burns, MC class of 67, former trustee and coach Mr. Steve O'Neill, class of 78, Mr. Lou Ruggiero, class of 66, Malden Mayor Gary Christensen. I welcome my administrative colleagues, Headmaster Mr. John Thornburg, Assistant Principals Mr. Robert Bucchino and Mr. Jeff Smith, as well as our Athletic Director, Mr. William Raycraft. Our plan tonight, after an opening Pledge of Allegiance and prayer, is to begin with academic recognitions, to follow with club awards, and to conclude with major athletic awards. I invite you now to join in our Pledge of Allegiance and then our invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God, our Creator, we acknowledge you as supreme. In your goodness, you give us all we have. We praise you for your watchful care, and thank you for all of your great gifts to us. Please bless our companionship tonight. Bless each of us and our families. And as we recognize tonight the accomplishments of the Malden Catholic class of 2020, please bless in a special way all of our seniors who have honored your name and built your kingdom through use of their talents. We remember with thanksgiving our MC senior parents who have supported their sons through their Malden Catholic adventure and have been the loyal daily boosters of their sons' activities. We thank you for our teachers, coaches, moderators, and staff who have called their students and players to excellence. And we thank you for all of our Malden Catholic friends and supporters who have helped sustain our mission over the years. Keep in your care, we pray, those suffering or challenged in this time of pandemic, and keep in your close presence our loved ones departed from us, but not from you, whom we remember in gratitude, particularly Mr. Roger St. Fort. Guide our nation in troubled times, and may our MC graduates be like beacons of light to a world in need. We ask these blessings in the name of your Son, our brother, Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. As you know, we normally hold this ceremony as a banquet. Well, sorry we can't help you out with that, but please do grab a snack, and here we go. I now invite our Assistant Principal, Mr. Jeff Smith, to begin our presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Puccio. We begin our academic awards portion of the program by recognizing our academic elite, the top-ranking members of our senior class. They will be followed by senior members of the National Honor Society, the Spanish National Honor Society, and St. Francis Xavier Scholars. Each of the awards we present tonight, honor cords for members of honor societies, certificates, and plaques, will be physically presented at our rolling rally this Saturday, June 20th. I thank National Honor Society moderator, Miss Angela Lee, Spanish Honor Society moderator, Mrs. Maria Crotty, and St. Francis Xavier Scholars moderator, Mr. Paul Moran, for their dedicated work with these young men. Members will receive an honor cord to be worn at graduation. Ranking first in his class in valedictorian, Michael Sekensky. Ranking second and serving as our salutatorian, Ciro Carbone. The next 10 in order of rank and serving as commencement biographers. Third, Jake Hall. Fourth, Ty Blumberg and Robert Sullivan. Sixth, Martin Kerins. Seventh, Ralph Carbone. Eighth, Jeffrey Donahue. Ninth, Sereno Costa. 10th, Gino Carbone. 11th, Alexander Pacey. And 12th, Christopher Terranova. Congratulations to our top students. I now congratulate the other senior members of the National Honor Society who will receive an honor cord recognizing the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and service that typify membership in the Honor Society. Peter Aria, Philippe Barria, Michael Barlotta, Ty Blumberg, Cameron Bond, Z. Kai, Ciro Carbone, Gino Carbone, Ralph Carbone, Dominic Descoli, Cameron D'Entremont, Jeffrey Donahue, Seth Ferreira, Ebony Geary, Jake Hall, Cedric Henry, Martin Kerins, Quang Lee, Min Lee, Sean McDonough, Jake Morrow, Alex Nguyen, Vinnie Nguyen, Sean Noonan, Zachary O'Connell, Jose Ordonez, Alexander Pacey, John Papendorp, Amarlin Perez, Gavin Sadler, Michael Sikensky, Luke Silvestri, Nicholas Sofronis, Robert Sullivan, Christopher Terranova, Andy Trong, William Turk, Ian Walsh, Sereno Costa, Chi Dang, Augustin Diaz, James Guiney, Zikai Lin, Jerry Nguyen, Connor Prasalis, Ryan St. Fort, Gia Wang, and Anthony Zanella. Congratulations, members of the National Honor Society. We now recognize members of the Sociedad Honoraria Hispanica for their excellence in the study of the Spanish language. The Spanish National Honor Society promotes exceptional achievement in language acquisition. Members maintain a 4-year average of 90% or above in Spanish and demonstrate an interest in Spanish through active service or involvement in the Spanish Club. The Juan Rufo chapter of the Spanish National Honor Society of Malden Catholic tonight bestows a certificate of excellence and an honor cord to the following students: Peter Aria, Philippe Barria, Ty Blumberg, Sean McDonough, Jake Morrow, Alexander Pacey, Connor Prasalis, Gavin Sadler, and Nicholas Sofronis. Congratulations, men. I am now pleased to recognize our St. Francis Xavier Scholars. Malden Catholic congratulates these distinguished members of the 9th cohort of St. Francis Xavier Scholars, who, having enrolled at Malden Catholic in the 90th percentile or higher, successfully completed a 4-year program of summer institutes, advanced placement study, academic enrichment workshops, and participation in cultural social events. We thank Mr. Moran for directing this program. The following students are recognized as St. Francis Xavier Scholars: Ty Blumberg, Ciro Carbone, Ralph Carbone, Dominic Descoli, Jeffrey Donahue, Jake Hall, Martin Kerins, Sean McDonough, Jake Morrow, Alex Nguyen, Alexander Pacey, Michael Sikensky, and Robert Sullivan. Congratulations to our scholars. We are pleased now to recognize members of the class of 2020 who are Eagle Scouts. The rank of Eagle Scout is the highest rank attainable in the Boy Scouts of America. Only 4% of all Boy Scouts ever earn this rank after a lengthy review process. The requirements necessary to achieve this rank take years to fulfill. Malden Catholic would like to recognize members of the class of 2020 who have attained the rank of Eagle Scout by awarding a red, white, and blue honor cord to our Eagle Scouts: Gino Carbone, Cameron D'Entremont, Sean McDonough, Jack Wolnowitz, and Robert Wolnowitz. Congratulations to our Eagle Scouts. I am now pleased to invite Assistant Principal, Mr. Robert Bacchino, to continue with our extracurricular awards.
Nice job, Mr. Smith. Good evening. Before we begin our extracurricular award presentation, we begin by recognizing a distinguished student who scored among the top 5% of students nationally in the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. These students bring great honor to the school and to themselves, and we are pleased to recognize Jake Hall as a National Merit Commended Student. We also congratulate his family and his teachers who work with him along the way. Congratulations, Jake. We will now be making presentations to those students who have contributed in a significant way to the overall life of Malden Catholic. Malden Catholic is blessed with a rich extracurricular program that includes hundreds of students on a day-to-day basis throughout the year. The recipients of this evening's awards represent many things to us. Most importantly, they represent the spirit that helps to make MC the great institution that it is. The act of immersing oneself into the life of the school involves both giving and receiving. Student contributions to the culture of the school will continue to live on and impact not only our school community, but also on the greater community at large. Likewise, each student takes with him a piece of his extracurricular experience as both a happy memory and a stepping stone into his adult life as an educated young man. In addition to recognizing the commitment and dedication of the members of our senior class to our extracurricular program, we also, in a special way, would like to recognize the members of our faculty and staff who have moderated these clubs and activities. We commend them for their time and effort. Their personal sacrifice and commitment to life at Malden Catholic can best be described as untiring love and caring concern for their students. We, on behalf of the student body and school administration, wholeheartedly thank you. Without your guidance and supervision, there would be no extracurricular programs. Again, we thank you. We begin our presentations this evening by recognizing a young man from the Art Club. Our Art Club meets regularly to foster understanding and appreciation in art, as well as to create independent artwork, paint murals, and visit local museums. Mr. O'Donnell is proud to present a service award to a talented artist who consistently displays an excellence and dedication in the arts. A service award is presented to Zekai Matt Lynn. Since 1923, the Alliance for Young Writers and Artists has identified teenagers with exceptional creative talent and brought their remarkable work to a national audience through the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Notable previous winners include Andy Warhol, Stephen King, Ken Burns, Robert Redford, and John Updike. Mr. O'Donnell is proud to present a certificate to the following student for his achievement in scholastic art. Jake Laverty for an honorable mention in mixed media design. Our Chem Club is sponsored by the American Chemical Society. Its goal is to provide students with the unique opportunity to experience chemistry beyond the classroom. Our next two recipients have been active members for the past 4 years. One was elected as the president, the second as vice president. Through their love and curiosity for science, they each brought a vibrant enthusiasm and synergy to the club. They have made time to discuss new ideas, as well as to propose and to design experiments. Their commitment to the club has also extended beyond the walls of Malden Catholic, volunteering at the Museum of Science during National Chemistry Week and at Chemistry Celebrates Earth Day events. Their inquisitive nature and genuine interest will be surely missed. Dr. Perito is very pleased to present an Outstanding Officer and Leadership Award to David Jaros and Jerry Nguyen. For the 5th time in 7 years and the 3rd consecutive season, the chess team won the North Shore Interscholastic Chess League Championship. In the process, this year's team compiled a perfect 8-0 regular season record while posting 7 shutout victories and defeating opponents by a minimum margin of 40 points. MC Chess also won back-to-back Blitz tournaments. These outstanding accomplishments would not have been possible without the talent, dedication, and leadership of 5 outstanding young men. Playing board 4, one young man amassed a 9-1 individual mark and continued to cement his skills as a true student of the game who seeks the best from himself. This young man has grown immensely as a player over the past 3 years and has been an absolute pleasure to have as a cornerstone of our team. Mr. Millian and Mr. Murray are proud to name Michael Bartolotta as the recipient of this year's Coaches Award. On any successful team, unsung heroes answer the call to keep a team properly directed and to have sufficient depth to remain robust. This year's chess team was fortunate to have 2 members who fulfill these roles. By their continued commitment, greatly improved talent, and unselfishness. Both players posted undefeated records to propel the Lancers. Mr. Millian and Mr. Murray are proud to recognize Luke Silvestri and Anthony Zanella as unsung chess heroes. Next, our co-captains completed their regular seasons and playoffs with perfect 10-0 records while playing boards 1 and 2 against every other school's best players. Outsmarting their opponents from beginning to end or claiming victory with clearly superior tactics, these 2 players solidified themselves as arguably 2 of the best players ever at MC. Again, Mr. Millian and Mr. Murray rightfully named Shijiang Tommy Kai and Santiago Mamalea Roca as the chess team's most valuable players. The Malden Catholic Comic-Con Club is a fun-filled gathering of like-minded students who engage and share news, stories, interest, and opinions in the areas of movies, television, and other current pop culture elements. For this next young man's ardent dedication and devotion to the club, his willingness to help organize and to conduct a variety of programs throughout the year, as well as his wonderful attitude of being friendly and welcoming to others, Mr. Casey is pleased to present a Captain's Award to Cameron D'Entremont. Published throughout the year, the student newspaper Crystal 99 reports on events, activities, and personalities at Malden Catholic. The school is proud of the contributions made by all of the writers, but most especially by those crafted by the following young men. Mr. Cleary is proud to present the following awards. For consistent and valuable contributions over the course of their MC careers, these 3 young men Its impact on the newspaper was realized in every issue, and the entire Crystal 99 staff is grateful for their distinguished work. Distinguished Contributor Awards are presented to Sereno Costa, David Jaros, and Santiago Mamalea Roca. Our first Drama Club Award recognizes and applauds the diligent work and initiative of a young man who, though it was his first year on the stage, you would not have guessed such. He tried acting for the first time this year and showed everyone that he's truly a natural. The way he brought his characters to life in both Rumors and I Never Saw Another Butterfly was nothing short of excellent. The cast and crew are hopeful that he continues to pursue his talents out on stage. Miss Ellen and Miss Erin Keith are most pleased to present a Breakout Actor Award to Martin Kerrins. Our second recipient has been lighting up the stage for the past 4 years. He can work that lighting board like a finely tuned fiddle. His light designs help create the tone for each drama production. Not only did he provide an expertise in lighting skills, but he has always helped build and paint the sets and the props. Usually the first to arrive to tech rehearsals and the last to leave, he has always offered to lend a hand wherever needed. The Drama Club has renamed the lighting board the Zach Shack in his honor and will never forget his contributions. Miss Ellen and Miss Erin Keith are most pleased to present a Master of Lights Award to Zachary O'Connell. Our final Drama Club Award recognizes and applauds the long-standing talent and achievement of a young man who has given his time and dedication to the Drama Club for the past 4 years. He has starred in 10 different MC productions, including Echoes of American Slavery, Eurydice, R.I.P., The Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon, Hogwash, Lollygo, The Doctor in Spite of Himself, Rumors, and I Never Saw Another Butterfly. He has weathered different directors, cast, and productions, always offering a friendly face and a fun-loving attitude. Throughout the years, he has shown great care and focus in his art, and the entire cast and crew wish him well in his future theatrical endeavors. Miss Ellen and Miss Erin Keith are most pleased to present the Best Actor Award to John Papendorp. Habitat for Humanity is a non-profit ecumenical Christian housing ministry. Its vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. To achieve this goal, Habitat seeks to put God's love into action by bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. Our first recipient is a committed 4-year general member and current member of the executive board. Throughout his tenure, he has shown tremendous dedication in supporting the efforts of the chapter and has attended countless builds and restore trips. For his dedication to the mission of the Malden Catholic chapter to passionately implement faith into action, Mrs. Jean Lynch Galvin is most pleased to present a Dedicated Builder Award to James Guiney. Our next young man is also a committed general member and current president of the executive board, who has been most influential in running the chapter. As stated, the vision of Habitat for Humanity is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. This young man has fervently embraced that vision by creating videos and flyers to encourage fundraising for Habitat, emceeing at the 2019 celebration as a new executive board member, and most especially actively participating on build sites. For his selfless dedication to maintaining and improving our Malden Catholic chapter, Mrs. Jean Lynch Galvin is proud to present an Outstanding Leadership Award to Ty Blumberg. Our next two recipients have distinguished themselves as leaders who have shown a steadfast commitment and dedication to our yearbook, The Lance, as well as to our school's social media platform. Both young men were exceptional photographers who consistently expressed their passion for photography. Our first recipient shot wonderful candid sports photos and was often seeking out assignments for any other school-related events. Whenever asked to take any school-related photos, this young man never responded no, and always worked with a good attitude and a smile. Our second recipient shot photos of clubs and school events and was always professionally present with the camera in hand, ready to capture every moment. Additionally, he had a willingness to teach students, as well as Mr. Mccormack, about camera equipment and different variations of photo shots. For the unquestionable diligence, responsibility, and reliability, Mr. Mccormack is most pleased to present a Distinguished Sports Photographer Award to Ryan St. Fort and a Distinguished Clubs and Events Award to Jefferson Tron. The Clutch Performance of the Year Award is perhaps the rarest distinction that the mock trial team bestows. It is only given in years in which adverse circumstances dictated quick thinking, an outside-the-box approach, and uncommon courage. For the first time in recent history, a team captain was unable to compete in a scored trial due to illness, leaving 3 routines vacant for a preliminary round trial against St. Mary's High School. Faced with that difficult prospect, this young man stepped up to deliver a direct examination of the principal witness that he had never rehearsed until the day before the trial, allowing other team members to divide up roles that were more comfortable for them. His willingness to put team first was a driving force in the team's victory in the absence of their captain. For his tremendous stand-in performance, Mr. Gregory, Mr. Keating, and the mock trial teacher, coaches, and attorneys are proud to present the Clutch Performance of the Year Award to Ciro Carboni. The Outstanding Performance by an Attorney Award recognizes the integral contribution of a team member who competed in the role of attorney. It is reserved for one who displays both superior command of his lines of argument and a compelling performance style that distinguishes himself from his peers in a memorable way. This year, it could easily be argued that this young man developed his craft more quickly than any other attorney in the history of the program, spending only 1 year on the development bench before being entrusted with pivotal cross-examinations in 2 extremely complex constitutional cases. In recognition of his 2 years delivering outstanding cross-examination in trial competition, Mr. Gregory, Mr. Keating, and the mock trial teacher, coaches, and attorneys are most pleased to present an Outstanding Performance Attorney Award to Ralph Carboni. Named in honor of Malden Catholic's most beloved mock trial coach, the Brother Timothy Hoey Leadership Award is presented annually to the mock trialer who, in the estimation of the teacher, coaches, and attorneys, made the greatest contribution to the leadership of the organization. This year's award carries special gravity and prestige. Over the past 4 years, this team has compiled an overall record of 20-3, an undefeated record of 12-0 in preliminary trials, and has advanced to the statewide Final Four, Elite Eight, and Sweet 16 rounds in the last 4 years, respectively, earning 4 consecutive regional championships in the process. This award is customarily presented to contributors without whom the program would fail to achieve success. Candidates for this honor must display superior trial performance, total commitment to team activities, and natural leadership in strengthening both team morale and camaraderie. In a particular way, this young man will have 2 very important mock trial legacies behind him: the success of integrating the boys and girls program into one dynamic team, and the graceful and passionate leadership displayed under the very difficult circumstances of a season postponement. Mr. Gregory, Mr. Keating, and the mock trial teacher, coaches, and attorneys, I'm most proud to present the Brother Timothy Hoey Leadership Award to Captain Jake Morrow. The Model Bridge Competition is a jointly sponsored event by the Boston Society of Civil Engineers Infrastructure Group and the Massachusetts Pre-Engineering Program in collaboration with the Massachusetts Highway Department. This contest aims to provide students with a hands-on experience face-to-face with structural engineers. Our recipient this evening has consistently demonstrated a strong work ethic, solid organizational skills, and excellence and success in planning, designing, constructing, and testing his model bridge, while promoting the study and application of the principles of both physics and engineering. Mrs. Sheldoni is very pleased to present a Model Bridge Competition Excellence Award to Zachary O'Connell. The next three young men have been faithful members of our music ministry program. The first two are an invaluable part of our choral program, and the third has most successfully participated and has been invaluable in all of the performance opportunities at Malden Catholic. He has served the community on the stage, at masses, and at arts nights. In addition to their multiple talents and gifts, they have demonstrated dedication, enthusiasm, and leadership, which is evidenced by their positive disposition, their amicable inclination to attend rehearsals, to mentor and to assist younger members, to help create beautiful celebrations, as well as an overt willingness to sing at a number of school-sponsored activities, both at Malden Catholic and in the community. For their commitment and devotion, Ms. Tamagini is very proud to present Excellence in Choir Awards to Cameron Bond and Cameron D'Entremont, and an Excellence in Performing Arts Award in Choir, Music Club, Drama, and Musicals to John Pappendorf. The following young men represent all members of the Honor Society who demonstrate scholarship, leadership, service, and character. As officers of our school's National Honor Society, they have indeed shown they go plus ultra more beyond. Grateful for their conscientious attitudes, hard work, caring concern, and maturity, Ms. Lee is very pleased to present Exceptional Scholarship, Leadership, Service, and Character Officer Awards to Treasurer Martin Kerrins, Secretary Alexander Pacey, Vice President Gavin Sadler, and President Michael Sikensky. In 1973, Mr. Francis Halas joined the Malden Catholic faculty. In over 30 years of employment, he served this community not only as a science teacher, but also as a department chair, coach, and advisor to the National Honor Society. His death in 2009 saddened us all. The Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society is proud to recognize the scholarship, leadership, character, and service of this man, and have chosen to establish a scholarship in his memory. Ms. Lee is pleased to announce the recipient of this year's Francis Halas Memorial Scholarship, Gino Carboni. This past February, Malden Catholic hosted its 27th annual Quiz Bowl for area middle school students. This competitive, challenging, and fun-filled event involving approximately 120 students who tried their knowledge on such topics as World War II, major figures in battles, Edgar Allan Poe, his life and his work, Scandinavia, geography and culture, is directed solely by MC students. Our student coordinators wrote questions, helped with preparation, showed up early, and stayed late, all to embrace a successful outcome. This evening, we recognize these young men who participated in such executions. Mr. Clary and Mr. Lee Marciello recognize their hard work, commitment, and dedication, congratulate them, and are very pleased to present Special Recognition Coordinator Awards to Felipe Barria, Abinit Giri, Timothy Lynch, Riley Robeson, Michael Sekensky, Robert Sullivan, Thomas Tang, Andrew Trong, Thomas Viramani, and Ian Walsh. From January through April, the Malden Catholic Robotics team prepares the annual Bot Ball competition conducted by the KISS Institute for Practical Robots. This contest requires students to design, build, program, and document computer-controlled robots to accomplish a specified mission autonomously, that is, without remote control or intervention. Due to the COVID-19 virus pandemic, the annual competition could not occur. However, we would like to recognize this evening two most talented members. Our first recipient is a young man over the last 4 years who would be seen in the robotics lab diligently working by himself or collaboratively with his teammates on designs or programming, while also balancing a major role in drama. He took the opportunity last summer to attend the Global Conference on Educational Robotics held in Norman, Oklahoma. During the week's competition, he was influential in helping the team to a ranking of 13 out of 78 teams after the double seeding round. Despite confronting some difficulties with the robots after the double seeding round, the team finished 39th overall. Mr. Karastinos and the entire robotics team are very pleased to present a Dedication and Leadership Award to Zachary O'Connell. The Joseph McCormack Award for Leadership in Robotics is named after alumnus Joseph McCormack, class of 2010, and recognizes his leadership, dedication, and guidance in the advancement of educational robotics at both MC and internationally. Every team needs a leader, for others to look to for direction and to make the tough decisions. This award, which is not offered annually, is presented to a young man who has been a leader since his freshman year. As the captain and leader of the team, he has taught teammates to code, design, test, and document, which are all main components of Bot Ball. He works hard each day to get the best out of himself and his fellow teammates. Mr. Karastinos and the entire robotics team are most proud to present the Joseph McCormack Award for Leadership in Robotics to Gavin Sadler. The Spanish Club is composed of a group of young men who embrace the opportunity to hold monthly meetings throughout the academic year that allow students occasions to explore, celebrate, and enjoy the rich language, culture, and tradition of the Hispanic world via field trips, films, games, and other enriching experiences. For their outstanding interest, fidelity, and positive attitude in Hispanic culture, long-term participation, and willingness to contribute their time, effort, and energies, Mrs. Crotty would like to recognize the following students and gratefully present officer awards to co-presidents Peter Aria and Dominic Descoli. It should be noted that Mrs. Crotty will be receiving national Spanish exam scores over the summer and therefore will confer awards later in the fall. Our Malden Catholic STEM Club provides opportunities outside of the classroom for students to work on inquiry-based science, technology, engineering, and mathematical investigations, innovative ideas and initiatives such as Tesla coil, fluidized beds, and RC-driven cars, to name a few. Our first two recipients are exceptional young men and devoted members of the club. Whether it is recruiting new members, coming up with innovative ideas, creating new projects, helping other members to learn specific principles, or executing and working through the challenges, they have always been standouts as great team players. Mrs. Abbas and the entire STEM Club applaud them for their commitment to the field of STEM and are most appreciative to present Excellence and Dedication Awards to Sereno Costa and David Giroux. As club co-presidents, our next two recipients were passionately committed to all aspects of the club, individually and collectively. They have made inestimable contributions over the past 4 years as devoted members and past vice presidents that have been showcased during various school and community events. Mrs. Abbas and the entire STEM Club are most proud and indebted to present Outstanding Achievement Awards to Zachary O'Connell and Gavin Sadler. In addition to paying tribute to Gavin with this Outstanding Achievement Award, our STEM department wishes to bestow upon him a special honor for demonstrating a fervent work ethic, perseverance, and genuine love of learning in all areas of STEM. His ability to identify a problem, to research possible solutions, and to implement a plan, as well as to solve the issue at hand, are the true skills of a STEM professional. Over the past 4 years, he has developed and strengthened these skills and has challenged himself to enroll and to be successful in higher-level academic courses. Additionally, as an active participant in the Robotics, Model Bridge, and STEM clubs, he took 3rd place in the Regional Science and Engineering Fair held at Tufts University. Dr. Perito, Mr. Carastinos, Mrs. Sheldoni, and Mrs. Abbas are most proud to present a STEM certificate with honors and distinction to Gavin Sadler. It should be noted that Gavin is the first student at Malden Catholic to attain a STEM certificate. The next two young men have demonstrated admirable participation in student council meetings, as well as the planning, organizing, and implementing and coordinating of numerous events throughout the year, including taking the lead in 3 major MC pep rallies by rousing the crowd and infusing a sense of fun and entertainment. Their energy, diligence, communication skills, and all-out efforts throughout the school year were truly a focal point at sporting events, as well as other school activities. Such energies and spirit were also instrumental and effective vehicles for improving student life. In recognition of their consistent and determined dedication, Mr. Hurley is pleased to present Outstanding Leadership Awards to James Guiney and Sean Noonan. That concludes the extracurricular awards presentations, and it is now my pleasure to introduce our athletic director, Mr. William Raycraft, for the start of our major athletic awards.
The following awards carry special significance because they recognize unusual contributions of talent and dedication that have an impact not only on specific teams, but also on the greater school community. The young men we now honor embody certainly the best of our athletic program, and just as certainly, many of the values we cherish as a school. Their personal excellence in sports reverberates through the fabric of life of MC, creating a positive impact on their teammates, their classmates, coaches, and teachers. The young men we are about to recognize are truly impressive. Their selection reflects the careful deliberation of our coaching staff and athletic administration. I thank those coaches who provided some of the commentary that follows, and Mrs. Sherry Endicott for her help with awards organization. We begin with the Burke Nt Award. We offer thanks to Dr. Joseph Sullivan, Malden Catholic graduate of 1961, who annually presents this award in remembrance of former hockey coach Burke Nt. It goes to a student athlete, member of the hockey team, for outstanding determination, perseverance, and unselfish performance, as well as for commitment to the spirit and ideals of his team and its goals. According to Coach Chris Kuchar, our recipient, a 4-year varsity hockey player, exemplifies what a Malden Catholic Lancer should be. He is a player who always puts the team first and put team above all else. He supported the program through great years and bad. He was a model to his teammates for perseverance and grit, and his peers this season recognized his hard work, dedication, and character in naming him captain-elect. When Coach Kuchar thinks of a tough, determined MC hockey player committed to team, he most thinks of tonight's Burke Nt Award recipient, Sean Noonan. Congratulations, Sean. The Brother Miles McManus CFX Award. I send greetings to Mr. Lou Ruggiero, Malden Catholic grad of 1966, who would normally help present this award. In April of 1996, Malden Catholic grieved the loss of Xaverian brother Miles McManus, who for 20 years called MC his home. Elected posthumously to the Massachusetts Track Coaches Hall of Fame, thanks to MC coach Lou Ruggiero, Brother Miles was affectionately and accurately known simply as Coach. He touched the lives of thousands of young men in countless positive ways. He took special joy in student athletes. He thrilled in the successes of athletes he coached over the years. Note well, I said successes, not victories. They are not the same, and Coach knew this. He was aware of every young man's performance, whether it was a winning performance or personal best. Brother Miles appreciated most those athletes who worked hard, always to improve, who expected and got the best out of themselves, who cooperated and who gave of themselves to their teammates. We honor now a student who appreciates that excellence in the product of industry and hard work, and who is an example of team loyalty. A 3-sport athlete and captain of all 3 sports, cross country, swimming, and tennis, our recipient was a key member of the swim team for 4 years, but was at his best this past season, especially in the 500 free relay. With his emotion, Coach Gaff tells us he could lift a whole team spirit. A 3-year varsity tennis player and 2-year captain, he played the first singles position for 2 years running. Coach Caristino says the team will miss his competitive spirit and leadership on the court. He will bring his talents next year to Holy Cross. This sterling young man embodies all that Coach strove to inspire in his athletes, so we trust that Coach will smile on his selection for the Brother Miles McManus Award, presented to Christopher Terranova. Congratulations, Chris. The Outstanding Team Spirit Award. Each of us perhaps has a vision of what it means to be spirited. Many of us might think of a person who is supportive of his team in a visible, obvious, and often vocal way. We can easily identify these men, and we appreciate the life and motivation they bring to competition. Yet we all know that spirit is a lot more than talking the talk. True spirit manifests itself in action. It is a phenomenon of bold example more than anything else. The kind of example that consists of perseverance, loyalty, and we honor this student with this award tonight as he knows how to walk the walk. A multi-sport athlete throughout his 4 years at Malden Catholic. For Coach Creedon, the recipient was a very dedicated, supportive team member who made his quiet presence felt every day through his effort and personal disciplines. And for me, our recipient is a perfect nomination for the Outstanding Team Spirit Award because he put on the uniform. I knew he wore it with pride and represented MC the way I desire all student athletes. Working hard throughout the football season, earning his spot as a starter on the offensive line despite giving up 40 or more pounds on most of his opponents, he found ways to be successful. Not just for himself, but those around him. His smile and positive attitude lift those around him. Our recipient is a gentleman, powerfully motivated, and powerfully motivating to his teammates. We thank him for bearing the blue and gold banner so well, and with great pleasure, Malden Catholic presents the Outstanding Spirit Award to Sean Mcdonagh. Congratulations, Sean. The Brother D. Stephen O'Donnell CFX Good Sportsmanship Award highlights the value we place on the qualities of good sportsmanship. These traits include a sense of fair play, concern for teammates and opponents, a genuine appreciation for spirited competition, and a sense of loyalty to their school. Brother D. Stephen O'Donnell, for whom this award is named, graduated from MC in 1951. While a student, Brother D served as a manager for MC sports teams. 30 years later, in 1981, Brother returned to MC as athletic director, where his humor and enthusiasm for MC sports endeared him to athletes. Tonight, in his name, we acknowledge the contributions of a fine young man who has made Malden Catholic a better place by the way he conducts himself in the athletic arena. He provides his peers with real leadership, not only with his talents as an athlete, but more importantly, through his styles and cooperative willingness to do things that benefit the teams. A 2-year captain for indoor and outdoor track, our recipient, according to Coach Creedon, has been the backbone of the track team since his freshman year. Placing 6th at the D3 Indoor State Championships, he is most impressive, however, for the work he puts in when nobody is looking. Also a 2-year golfer, our recipient represented MC at the 2018 Division II North Sectionals. Student Council Vice President, he will next matriculate at Bates College. I am pleased to present the Brother D. Stephen O'Donnell Good Sportsmanship Award to James Guiney. Congratulations, James. I'd like to now invite our brother Thomas Puccio to continue with our awards.
Thank you, Coach Raycraft. Good evening again. Our next award is the Unsung Hero in Two Sports, the Richard Burns Award. I send greetings to Mr. Richard Burns, MC Class of '67, who would normally be here to help on this happy occasion. In sports, we're all aware of the competitors who dominate, the leading scorers, rebounders, hitters, those individuals whose achievements always seem to capture the headlines. Everyone recognizes them. We read about them in the papers, we know them by name, and obviously they are important to their teams. However, teams consist of more than the recognizable stars. Ingredient to the success of any team is the individual whose contributions are perhaps more subtle, yet no less important than those of the acknowledged stars. Such an individual subordinates personal goals to team goals. Or perhaps it would be better to say, he makes team goals his own. We honor tonight a young man who in his own special way has furthered the interests of his team in selfless, unassuming ways. Arguably one of MC's best athletes, according to baseball coach Svensson, our recipient played all 3 outfield positions and pitched as well. Coach Raycraft commends him as a very self-motivated, organized, disciplined, competent student athlete, continually looking to improve himself and his team. On the gridiron, our recipient played just about every position and rarely came off the field. He believes in the value of doing things the right way. If an unsung hero is defined as one who does great deeds but receives little or no recognition for them, then this is our man. As a talented athlete, as he was on the field, it was many of the actions off the field that further distinguished him. When we had a coaching change late in the summer, our recipient was one who helped to rally the team together and did a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make the season happen. And so we honor him tonight as truly important to his school through his humble example. We present the Richard R. Burns Trophy for Unsung Hero in Two Sports to Sean Kelly. Congratulations, Sean. Next, we have our John A. Saragosa Award for Excellence in Athletics and Scholarship. A special good evening to Mrs. Clorinda Saragosa and her godson John, who have joined us for many years to present this award. The John A. Saragosa Award for Excellence in Athletics and Scholarship is presented each year in memory of Clorinda's son, John, a 1973 graduate of Malden Catholic, ranking 13th in his class, a member of Who's Who in American high schools, an Eagle Scout, and an outstanding athlete in football and in track. Through this award, we offer testimony to the praiseworthy efforts of a young man whose life was cut short by tragedy. This year's recipient is an exceptionally talented hockey player, a 2-year varsity defenseman. According to Coach Kuchar, he always plays the game hard, aggressive, yet fair. His respect for teammates and opponents alike reflects his stellar character. Stellar sums up his academic performance too. A St. Francis Xavier scholar and member of the National Honor Society, he ranks 4th in his class. He was recipient of the University of Notre Dame Book Award and a 2-time gold medalist in the National Spanish exam. In his MC career, he has very successfully taken 11 advanced placement courses and has logged Headmaster's List performances, all grades 90 or above, in 11 of his 14 academic quarters. He earned first honors for the other 3. A 2019 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards Gold Key recipient and president of our chapter of Habitat for Humanity, he will take his talents next year to St. Louis' prestigious Washington University, where he will major in architecture. Clearly, he's a tremendous representative of what's best about MC. We take great pleasure in presenting the John A. Saragosa Award for Excellence in Athletics and Scholarship to Ty Blumberg. Congratulations, Ty. The Student Athlete Award. The Student Athlete Award is one of the highest honors bestowed in this celebration. It carries the distinction not only of outstanding athletic accomplishment, but of superlative scholastic achievement as well. As the class of 2020's salutatorian and two-way Lancers football starter, he clearly epitomizes the ideals of the true student athlete. A gritty, hard-nosed fullback and linebacker with never-quit attitude, he always led by example. Teammates recognized his character and tenacity by electing him as one of the team's captains, a role that he took seriously and with honor. He was no less tenacious in the classroom. As a St. Francis Xavier scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, a recipient of the Harvard Book Award, and a regular honor roll recipient with 9 advanced placement courses to his credit. The second-ranking member of his graduating class, he will take his talents in the fall to Boston College. The ultimate teammate, classmate, and friend to so many, he has modeled with distinction the values we cherish as a school. Certainly, Malden Catholic takes great pride in the powerful combination of academic and athletic achievement represented in this scholar-athlete. We're very pleased to present the Student Athlete Award to Ciro Carbone. Congratulations, Ciro. Our concluding award is the Christy Serino Extraordinary Achievement Award. Over the years, our coaching staff and administration have felt it appropriate to include an award that recognizes extraordinary achievement by an individual athlete. These awards are not necessarily conferred annually, but only on those occasions when such performances merit our special attention. Today, we have such a special occasion. At our 2012 Senior Awards Banquet, in presenting this award to Coach Chris Serino, himself an extraordinary athlete, coach, athletic director, and person, We indicated that it would henceforth be given in his name. I trust that tonight's recipient would make Coach Serino proud. I now invite our headmaster, Mr. John Thornburg, to make this special presentation.
Thank you, Brother Puccio, for the introduction. The Christy Serino Extraordinary Achievement Award. Student athletes like today's recipient don't come around often. A standout performer since day one, he'll be remembered as one of the best athletes in the history of MC track and field. With a personal record of 6.67 seconds in the 55-meter dash, he holds the school record. Additionally, he owns the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class records for the 55-meter. He ran the anchor leg of the school record-setting 4x100-meter relay in the spring of 2018. Over the course of his career, he faced several injuries, but never let that get in the way of accomplishing individual and team success. Coach Creedon told us that his finishing career with an undefeated dual meet in the 55-meter dash and 7th and 14th places finishes at D3 states and all states, respectively, is the perfect culmination of his time as a Lancer trackman. A senior captain for us on the football team this fall, he was able to utilize his tremendous athletic ability to explode out of the backfield or close in for the tackle of a would-be runner. His work ethic paid off as he was able to outperform many of his opponents, and clearly he was one of the fastest in the state with a football in his hands. His commitment to his team was never more evident than when he rushed for over 200 yards and several touchdowns in the first half versus Arlington while battling the flu. He was forced to sit out the second half due to dehydration, but not before helping to secure the win for his teammates. Our recipient is as impressive an individual as he is a student athlete. He embodies the values of the Xavier brothers' charism in his daily life, values of humility, trust, compassion, simplicity, and zeal. An outstanding student, he works hard in the classroom as well. Coach Raycraft commends him for the impact he's had on his teammates, classmates, and those around him as he leads and performs by example with integrity and sterling character. We wish him continued blessings and success as he brings his talents to the Springfield College in the fall. With great pride, I am delighted to present the Christy Serino Extraordinary Achievement Award to Brendan Brown. Congratulations, Brendan, on this achievement. We're proud of you, and we're so thankful that you were one of our students, and congratulations on your graduation. This concludes our awards ceremony. I want to take a minute to thank all of those that made this possible. I want to also thank our faculty and staff and our parents and students. But most of all, I want to thank our seniors. Our seniors who are with us for the last 4 years, and never more so than the last 3 months. Our seniors who had planned to be in this gymnasium today to be part of this award ceremony, but find themselves at home watching us virtually. This was my first year as headmaster at Malden Catholic. And although the year didn't end as I expected, it did end well because of our senior class. You taught me some things along the way that I'll never forget from the first day I arrived in the halls. One, perseverance, your zeal to make sure that your senior year was as rewarding as possible was admirable. No matter what this year dealt you, you all continued on as young men that we're proud of. Your dedication to our school, your simplicity to make sure that each and every day the transformation that occurs in each one of our students as they go through our program was alive. You never wavered from your true calling as a Malden Catholic graduate. And lastly, your humility. Our young men, each and every day, modeled what it means to be a Malden Catholic graduate. You helped develop, united in spirit, intent on one purpose, and you lived it out each and every day, as I said. So as your headmaster, and I know we still have our graduation ceremony to go, which I'm looking forward to because I'll be able to see you face to face, I say to you at the conclusion of our awards, thank you. Thank you, class of 2020, for everything you did, and may God be with you in your future endeavors.